Hello and welcome once again to another episode of Spirit Walking with Spirit Walker. Hello, I'm your host Spirit Walker. And once again I am in one of my favorite places of all time, and that's the old downtown Prattville. I'm down here again because there's a lot of local businesses that are reopening after the quarantine, and they need your business. They need you to know that they're still alive and well and they're ready to serve you. And today I want to visit one of my favorite places. This place is near and dear to me because my mother homeschooled about 20 kids in her house for 17 years here in Prattville. She retired last year because of failing eyesight. But let me tell you something, there was one store downtown that she loved to get school supplies from for the kids, and that was the Turtle Shell. And last year, when we heard that the Turtle Shell was closing down, she was rather dismayed, and so were a lot of us, because I also got school supplies for my kids from the Turtle Shell. When we found out that the Turtle Shell was not going to close, but somebody had actually purchased it and was going to keep it exactly the way it was and continue the proud tradition that it had already garnered here in Prattville, we were thrilled. I was even more thrilled to find out who actually bought the Turtle Shell. Today I want to introduce him to you, even though you may already know him, because he actually represents us in the State House in Alabama. His name, Will Dismukes. Let's walk. Let me just say that I have a bit of a personal connection with Will, in that I went to high school with his father, Bill. Bill Dismukes was a quarterback. Played for Prattville Lions, graduated in 1971. And I knew his father, Bill, but I did not know, when I first heard his name, that was his son. I figured they were probably related. Dismukes is not a very common name. Most people around here named Dismukes have to be related somehow. And I was pleasantly surprised to hear that you were Bill's father, and then I see the likeness when I met you. So
yeah,
that's great.
I wasn't quite the accomplished football player, but I was blessed to play baseball for a long time and had a good time doing it. And
you look like a baseball player.
I was able to go overseas and play baseball in the Netherlands professionally, and had a good time doing that. And I got to see the world. So can't complain at all about that. Getting to play a game and see the world at the same time. So it was a really good time.
And now you're back in Prattville. And how long have you been back in Prattville?
So I've been back since I got married. I got off the plane in like August of 2014, and a couple months later, my wife and I got married, and so we settled back down in Prattville, and so I was just gone for a couple years there. And,
gone a couple of years and back. I like the people and the atmosphere of a small town, and yet it's within reach of anything you need. And I just really love Prattville, and I figure you do too, because you ran for office.
That's right.
Got elected.
So I serve in the State House of Representatives for District 88, which, to keep it simple, is basically Prattville and Millbrook. Prattville was a special place. I grew up as a kid before we moved to the river. I grew up just up the street from the mill, and still remember hearing, the shift whistle blow, and that stands out vividly in my memory as a child. And it's just, Prattville was a really special place. I mean, my son's name is Pratt, and it's just like to be able to be a state representative and also a business owner right here in Prattville is really special to me, and it's special to my wife Amber, and one day I believe our son will grow up to realize how special it is.
Yes, absolutely. And you're expecting another child.
We are. We have another one on the way in December.
So if it's a girl, is she going to have the name Ticknor?
Yeah. That's right. Mary is going to be in it. So
yeah, Mary.
That's right. So Mary will be in there.
So the Turtle Shell. How did you come about buying the Turtle Shell?
So if you watch one of your previous episodes when you were at Red Arrow Hardware,
right?
If you pay attention to the part when the safe goes by, my name was on the side of it.
And I cut that out of the video, by the way. I had a picture of his name go by on the 1905 safe at Red Arrow, but it had the price on it, so I decided I better not show that. So I cut that. You didn't see it in the video.
Well, so I was in there talking to Don one day, and Mr. Rex Musgrove came in, and so we started talking, and Don was talking about the building and the turtle show closing and all that, and I was like, it's a shame it's closing, and you know, Mr. Rex said, well, he said, I think they're willing to sell it. And I was like, what? This is just early April. I was like, really? So I immediately, I just like walked out of the door without saying anything else and came next door, and I spoke to the previous owners, Denise and Ann, and I just started through talking to them about the business and going through everything, and you know, the Lord just opened up all the doors for us to be able to thankfully purchase it.
That's great.
When all this came available, you know, it really seemed like, you know, like God just laid the plan out there, and we've just got to work hard and continue to water the plant that was done here so long ago.
Right.
I mean, this is, I remember coming in here when it was around the corner, and yeah, I think Nancy Hefner started it in, I don't know, 98 or 2000, somewhere in that range. And I remember coming in here at 8, 9, 10 years old, and you know, it's been here for a long time, and I hope it's here for even longer.
I do too. One thing that's lacking today, I think, a lot is customer service, and so that's, people will go where they get good service.
That's right. I mean, that's why I shop local and I bank local, because it's so easy to deal with issues. You know, if you come in here, and a lady came in and the other day and said that she had purchased a puzzle even before we had bought it, and she said, look, it's damaged or whatever, and you know, we were right here and able to take care of it on a you know, fair swap, and you know, so we're willing to work with customers. We're not going to always be perfect. There's going to be problems that happen, you know, or we're not going to have. We're trying to build our inventory up right now, and so you may come in and you don't have exactly what you're looking for, but if you'll just take 30 seconds and say, hey, you know, I'm looking for X, Y, Z. We need to know so we can put it on the order, because we're steadily ordering to build our inventory back up to what it was, you know. But they were closing the store, so understandably so, they weren't continually ordering. Another thing that I think a lot of people in Prattville that might not know is that it's not just teacher supplies and things for the classroom, but we have the largest Melissa and Doug toy selection in the area, as far as I know. It's even larger than Target's Melissa and Doug toy collection for children. We also have numerous other brands of both toys, educational games, anything you can imagine, from helping with homeschool to just if you want to have some flashcards to go over things with your child, you know, we've got it here. And it's not just about teachers. The teachers are life bred in so many ways, but we have a lot of other things to offer the community.
That's one of the things we did with my kids when they were smaller. We'd come in here and we'd buy games, you know, different types of games that we play at the house. When I had my son in here the other day talking to you, I picked up a game and said, hey, we have this one.
Right.
Dice Capades game.
Yeah.
And we have family game nights, and we all sit around and play these games. And they're just, it's fun for the family.
Yeah.
You know.
Tenzi is one of the most fun games that I've found so far. Miss Ann told me that how fun it was, and so we bought one, and we started playing. And it's a dice game. And, you know, you try to all roll the same number. You have 10 dice, and the first person to roll, you know, if you pick one that rolls all 10 dice on one, you know, they holler Tenzi, and it's like an intense game. You know, you start getting into it. And
very competitive.
That's right. And so we've got a lot of cool games, Quiddler and so many more.
Yeah, great. There's a lot of history in the building too.
A lot of history. I mean, history that goes back to the early days of downtown Prattville. So right here, well, I guess you'll pan in a second, but we've got a safe that has a really cool history to it.
Well, I tell you what, why don't I take the camera in hand and we'll walk around, we'll look at the safe, and you can show me the old bank.
Yeah, let's do it.
This is great. A lot of history right here in this one building. Let's look at it. All right, so we're still in Will's office, and this is the safe that he was referencing. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about the safe, Will.
So this is a really old safe. Goes back to around it's the mid to late 1800s, but a lot of people refer to them as a rope safe. and if it was fully restored, it would have a mural here, much like the one I bought from Red Arrow, and it would be, you know, the Hall & Sons safe company. But it is a very beautiful safe. This safe is like 2,500 pounds.
2,500
pounds. The other one was.
Look at that. Look how thick that door is.
Yeah, it's incredible. Still fully functions. No, we don't have $1 million in there. If you actually could figure out how to get into it, you would be disappointed. I guess I've become a safe collector recently.
I guess so.
Didn't even know I was into it. Now I am.
The one you bought from Red Arrow was 1905. What year was this?
So I was told it was 1855.
Okay.
So if there's a safe guru out there and you know a little bit more about it, I'll be more than happy to hear what you have to say.
There you go. Let's hear from you, Spirit Watchers.
That's right. That's right. So at one point in time, a long time ago, this would have been the back of the first bank, the First National Bank of Prattville. This would have actually been outside where we're standing right now. Down the middle there, where the columns run, was a wall that separated Rexall Drugs that so many of you remember. And then this was the First National Bank of Prattville. The funny thing is, after so many years, they finally decided, I guess, they had enough money or needed a bank vault. So they built the bank vault on the outside of the wall, of the outside of the building, with an entrance from inside. So to keep people from being able to get into it, they just expanded the concrete double the typical bank vault size thickness for that time period. And so when Mr. Rex Musgrove's dad, the First National Bank of Prattville, moved, and so he purchased this part of the building and wanted to keep the bank vault closed in the back section. And here's the bank vault. This is still the original First National Bank of Prattville bank vault, and this is the bank vault doors.
These are the original doors. And that's the thickness of the wall right there?
This is the thickness of the wall.
Oh.
Incredibly so.
Incredibly thick.
Solid concrete.
And this gate was here?
That's right.
Well?
This is all as it was. And then this is the actual safe that was inside the vault. So this is the inside of the safe. Sadly, on this one, I don't really know the history other than it was original to, the First National Bank of Prattville before it became the Bank of Prattville that many of us remember that just recently sold several years ago. It's really cool to see. I mean, just to imagine what went in and what went out over the period of time. And so inside the safe was a smaller safe, and there's literally, we don't even really use this area anymore, but for
now, is that the smaller safe down there, or is that a different one?
That's right. So this is a smaller safe, and I guess that's where the $1 million of gold bars was.
Is that where you keep your $1 million in gold bars?
Yeah, if you want to flash in there, you can see.
Yeah, look at all that gold.
Yeah, you can see the millions I've got in there. So these are some of the original safety deposit boxes that were in the bank vault, and I think that's really special too, just to see the part of history.
It looks like that's in the wall, actually.
It is.
It goes back.
That's right. Yeah, the boxes are still mostly here, but it goes a foot back, I think. So, and these are all empty too. If anybody So the old soda fountain that I believe my grandmother started working at this soda fountain in 1941. She started working here, and Mr. Rex said that they kept the soda fountain until 1972. And this was the black area here, was where the counter was, and they cooked back here and had ice cream and sodas, and it was your old-fashioned soda fountain. And so it was here and a big part of Rexall Drugs until 1972. Cool history was right here.
Any chance you're going to bring that back? I could see you being a soda jerk.
I wish I could. I love Coca-Cola and Pepsi, and I love ice cream, but I don't know if I'll ever bring a soda fountain back.
What a great interview with a good guy, the proud new owner of the Turtle Shell, Will Dismukes. Thanks, Will. It was a great interview. I want to thank you also for liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing this video. Let everybody know what's in Prattville. As usual, I'm Spirit Walker, and I approve of this message.